So sometimes I see someone get pulled out the matrix at such a level that I don't know if I feel pity for them, pity for the situation, or I'm just genuinely curious in the story overall. There's a guy, he got pulled out the matrix at such a level that honestly, it ruined everybody's life in this situation. He's done. I think they're even going to sit the wife down. We have unfortunate loss of life over this entire thing. And I think last month we covered the Burger King situation, which was another unfortunate circumstance that happened. And, you know, figured it's time to give an update. It's time to take a look at another story that somebody just completely lost it. And I'm going to ask you guys, do you think it was worth it or not? So let's go ahead and get right into it. So a woman, she was with her husband. She decided to cheat on her husband. Guess she wanted to get a younger lover. Guy looked a little better. I don't know, whatever reason she decided to cheat. So she decides to cheat on her husband, and the husband finds out about it. First thing he does, this is I almost feel bad for brothers sometimes that can't see beyond the moment, because I just don't think I'm gonna sit in jail for the remainder of my life. It has to be something where I completely lose my mind, because I don't think he lost his mind. I don't think you can even plead insanity in a case like this. So when he finds out that she's cheating after he looked through her phone, he beats the hell out of her. If I'm not mistaken, when I was reading through this, I think he even made her deep throat the gun. Yes, you heard that correctly. He pulled the toolie. He said, you want to suck on stuff? Suck on this. Put the toolie, placed it right on the tongue, if you will. Bro, stop. I'm not, come on, Rob, stop. I'm sorry. But he placed the toolie on her tongue, and then he took her phone, texted the lover, said, I guess, hey, come through, get some of this WAP. You know what time it is. Hubby's not here. I miss you. Guy gets off work. He heads right on over to the place. Hubby's there. Hubby beats the shit out of this man. He imposes his will over him, essentially. At that point, he now takes the battered wife. He puts the toolie in her hand, and he says, now you finish that. Telling her to shoot her lover 3-4 times. She's so distraught over this, she cannot do it. So at that point, he does it. Puts 3-4 into the guy, killing him, unfortunate. Now you think, Rob, how could it get worse than that?
Prosecutors in New Hampshire say a jealous husband is on trial for capital murder after he killed the man he suspected was having an affair with his wife. But that's not the worst of it. Prosecutors say the husband then forced his wife to decapitate the man's body.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Oh man, hold on. Come on, let's hold it together. Just hold it together. It's too much to hold on to. I'm sorry. So laying him down wasn't enough. He said, I want you to remember this made her cut the head off of her lover. You know, she actually got arrested for this. She is going to get some time too. This isn't just like, hey, yo, they're sitting her down too, which I'm kind of sitting there. I'm like, I know she did the moral sin of cheating on one spouse. Like, I understand that, but she really broke the law. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to sit her down for too long, but when I was looking at the article, I think they're going to sit her ass down for a little bit. The husband is done. And this is what I don't understand. This is why when I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't want to experience whatever some of these niggas are experiencing that's like snapping their brains to this level, because she's going to get out of jail. She's not getting life in prison. She's going to probably get out of jail. You, sir, are not going to get out of jail. And depending on where you're at, you may actually get the death penalty for this. That's the thing that has me sitting here. So it's like, is the temporary L worth a lifelong L? That's my question that I'm currently thinking about. Like, I understand it. I can definitely tell you when he was probably laying this young man down, his dick was probably hard. It was probably full of blood.
I want to shoot you so bad. My dick's hard.
He probably took joy in doing this, because when I read this, I think it's sadistic. You beat your wife, you see the photos of his wife, it looked like he really beat her ass. You make her deep throat the gun, you call over the lover, you beat him half to death, and then you shoot him up. He definitely had to take joy in this. And then the one thing I sometimes have to look at, and I ask questions as well, and this is to some of the ladies in the audience. You know, I'm an ally over here. I'm not gonna put all the blame on y'all, even though there's a part of me that wants to in this story, but I'm not going to. I feel like with brothers like this that are this level of crazy, cause this is like, yo, yeah, I feel like the writing had to be on the wall. It's just, I really feel like the writing had to be on the wall for brothers like this. There's no, oh, I didn't know he would do that. It's like, you didn't? So Rodney didn't give off any type of energy that he has this in him. Cause I've talked to Rodney, and I had Rodney in my class in first block and PE. I don't know, I kind of picked that up about Rodney real quick, that he really seemed like he was about that action. I don't know, man. I don't know, lady. That's what I always feel when I see certain brothers like this that have this level of violence in them. Like, I think we all got levels of violence in us. This nigga's level of violence is high, all right? This is the brother that when you're in the pen with him and you ask what he's in for, is one of those like, man, I understand, but at the same time, let me not get on this guy's bad side. Like, cause this is completely Matrix pulling. Big Rob, what's being pulled out the Matrix? When you don't see the bigger picture at that point and you're willing to lay it all down, you're just letting it go at that point, that's essentially getting pulled out the Matrix. When it's like, hey, yo, I ain't got nothing left. This was it. But sometimes when I see brothers get pulled out the Matrix at this level, I just ask, was it worth it? Was it worth it? It's almost like if there's somebody you work with, a coworker that's annoying, you like, man, I want to hit this guy with a brick on his day off. I just want to pull up, put a mask on, hit him with a brick. Yeah, you do that. Now you got a charge and you sitting out for 5 years. He probably gonna be off work, paid leave for 2 weeks. Now you sitting in the cage for 5 years. And depending on what type of job it is, your future jobs are going to be harder to get. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to talk about this. I wanted to ask your opinions on this. I want to really see who in my audience got this up in them. Because when I made the Boogie video, man, I got to see perspective. I'm like, okay, this guy has an interesting way of thinking. So I figured I would talk about this today. Get your guys' thoughts, opinion on this. Me personally, under no circumstance am I ever sitting down for anybody to the point I will even snitch. But I'm gonna see what you guys have to say about this. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't. So I did some more research as I was sitting here editing this, and can I tell you who the true loser of all this is? Is the two daughters of the mother and father that decided to, I guess, enact violence against this guy that, you know, he sleeping with somebody's wife. This is why I tell y'all sometimes, right, whenever I talk to friends and they always take pride, like, yeah, I'm banging this chick, I'm just thinking to myself, like, yeah, I can understand how that's cool, but you don't know how that nigga's gonna react. And when we talk about being so short-sighted that you're willing to throw it all away, leave both of your kids out to fend for themselves over temporary anger to this extent, now I'm really looking at the wife and saying, like, yo, you had to know this was in him. There isn't no like, oh, he just really got pulled out to this extent. Like, you had to know this was in your husband. So when I see, you know, that a mother and father is taken away from their kids, it's really sad. It's sad to see. That's really, really sad to see. Also, when I looked into this more, the mother got charged with murder as well. So I don't think she's gonna be out here. She's gonna have to snitch, and I mean snitch hard. But she probably will somehow get a good lawyer and not get in that much trouble. The husband's done. But when I went and I did, you know, some independent research and I saw these people had kids, I said, wow, geez Louise, man, niggas just lose their minds to the point where, I don't know, man, it don't make any sense. And it's really sad when you look at it at the end of the day. But that's all I really have to say about this. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. You can check out the Patreon if you want to, over 48 hours of additional content. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.